You got to see the struggle with drug addiction and the way that they were behaving. And she said she did that to submit to him and to, in a sense, kind of help out his career, because he was really struggling with the hugeness of this woman's influence. And he had put his career aside when The Bodyguard came out to travel with her for about 2-3 years. And, you know, when men aren't working, and if we are working, and if we're insecure men, and our wives are making significantly more money, and they have a significantly more status and power, that can be really hard. I mean, it really takes a man to know himself and to know his God and to understand what's happening in his life and the kind of wife that God has put in his life, to really be able to deal with those psychological and sociological things that you need to be making more money, you need to have more influence than your spouse. And I don't think Bobby Brown dealt with that. And I think the thing that Whitney understood is she got bamboozled. She dated Bobby for 3 years, but she really thought he was in a sense, a good Christian man. Aren't all African Americans Christian?
No.
Aren't all, you know, Americans Christian? You know, aren't all Latinos Catholic in the truest, pure sense, where they really love the Lord Jesus? No. Many are just cultural, religious people. They just born into it. I'm a Christian because I was born, you know, people's Facebook status. I'm Christian, but there's no Christ in their life. And I think ultimately, the decision she made, I think she realized, was pivotal in her life, that made it lead towards, she talks about, she was addicted to Bobby. And whatever Bobby was addicted to, she took it on. But one of the other things that shifted for me is I thought she was kind of a bad girl before she met Bobby. And she wasn't. She was a good girl. She grew up with a good family structure. Her 2 brothers were always watching her back. And that's partly why she says Bobby never became kind of, you know, violent on an everyday level, because they threatened her and threatened him and said, look, if you touch our sister again, people aren't going to find you. You're just going to come up missing. And she talks about, for years, the family being there prevented him, she says, from being worse than he was. And then he just became very verbally abusive. I mean, so many huge lessons here for ladies and having family. And you never ostracize your family over a man. And you understand, when you get married, that man comes before your family. So you better make the right choice. Because once the 2 become 1, that's it.